There is a video of a father and a son juggling the ball, and the father is actually Mr. Etim, and the son, Etim Jr., posted it on social media, Twitter precisely, and I was able to get permission from him to be able to use that video. And what excites it is you had so many Nigerians commenting on that video and talking about how fit the father is. It must be said that you can tell that the father was a footballer during his days, and it's something incredible to watch when it comes to the fitness of our elderly ones, especially our parents. It's on that note I say good afternoon and welcome to another edition of The Arena. I'm Samson Olede, and it promises to be another exciting edition of the show. I'm not doing this alone. I've got with me a guest, and he will be joining me very soon. But let's start off first with some business news from the world of sports. In football, Tottenham Hotspur is receiving a cash injection of $187 million from its majority shareholder to invest in the Premier League club both on and off the pitch. NX Sports, a British investment firm, purchased its 85.6% controlling stake in Tottenham Hotspur in 2001 from politician and entrepreneur Alan Sugar for an undisclosed amount. NX's latest investment will be partly allocated towards the player market transfer. It must be said that it will also be made via the issue of convertible A shares and accompanying warrants. With the investment, NX stake could increase to about 7.5%. Now, the injection of fresh capital comes after Tottenham Hotspur posted $106.9 million in pre-tax losses for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021. The club generated $456 million in revenue during the same period, down more than 10% compared to the fiscal year before. Tottenham Hotspur is reportedly advancing discussions for a roughly $655.8 million naming rights deal for the $1.6 billion stadium it built in 2019, talking about the new White Hart Lane. The club is reportedly holding out for a deal worth $32.8 million per year for at least 10 years. Still talking sports business in the world of football, Barcelona is reportedly close to a deal with Goldman Sachs and All Sport Finance to help lower its debts. The agreement would see the organization spend $960 million in exchange for a 30% stake of Barcelona's broadcast revenues and a portion of future revenues from the team's new stadium complex. Barcelona's $1.6 billion Camp Nou expansion project called Espai Barça will add multiple training facilities, entertainment options, and more than 5,500 seats. If the team can secure financing, the project will start as early as this summer. It has approval from the club's members. The team received a $96.5 million loan from Goldman Sachs 3 years ago for the renovation project, which was then extended to $180 million. The loan has to be paid by 2023 with a fixed interest of 3% to 4%. If the new deal goes through, it would mark the largest investment in the history of the club, and Barcelona would have to reportedly pay back a total of $1.5 billion in 35 years. And finally, when it comes to keeping you updated with sports business news at this time, drinks and snack giant Pepsi has renewed its long-running sponsorship deal with the National Football League known as the NFL, though it will no longer sponsor the Super Bowl halftime show. The extension, continuing a nearly 4-decade partnership, will allow Pepsi to continue using NFL premium rights for its various brands, including Frito-Lay and Gatorade. This includes pouring rights at major NFL events, including the draft. The terms of the renewal were not disclosed, although the previous agreement was worth $2 billion over 10 years. Pepsi also confirmed it will no longer sponsor the NFL Super Bowl halftime show. The brand has sponsored the event for the last 10 years, having replaced Bridgestone. The NFL has been eyeing a new partner for the show and was courting technology and media companies in February. The league was purportedly hoping for a deal worth between $40 million and $50 million. Now, joining me on the show is Olalekan Adebayo, a sports analyst. Olalekan, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Always a pleasure being on the show.
Thanks for being. What do you have to say regarding that, the Flint Challenge? You've heard of it?
Yes. I saw it trending on social media, and it's nice. It's engaging. It makes football more interesting and keeps everybody aware of it.
You know, not everyone will play football in terms of, you know, playing the sport or being in the administrative aspect of the sport. That those will probably just be freestyle footballers in terms of ball juggling, like we saw the father and son do, you know, earlier or at the beginning of the show. So this is something else that you never can tell. Someone might just pick it up and it becomes like a full-fledged career where you just have to, you know, take people on. I think it's quite commendable.
Yes, it's quite commendable and engaging also.
Okay, let's delve into it. Let's start with, you know, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. For those who do not know, yes, there's a new sheriff in town, Pesiero. I think that's no news. The news is that he landed in the United States a few hours back, and he met with the technical crew of the Super Eagles, bringing alongside, you know, 2 other assistants as well. So it's a full house talking about the Super Eagles technical crew, and this is ahead of the friendlies. Remember, on the 28th of May, we will be playing against Mexico, and on the 2nd of June, we'll be playing against Ecuador. These are the 2 friendly matches for the Super Eagles. And what do you make of Pesero's, you know, appointments? And can the friendlies really be a test of what he has to offer?
Well, yes, a little bit of it to show us like what's coming, what we want to see from him, and NFL bringing in a new coach.
Yes.
Well, I'll say a little bit late, but well, it's.
I mean, we missed out on the World Cup.
We missed out on the World Cup, of course. So, but it's rebuilding for us. We are trying to rebuild the team. We have a lot of talent, a lot of very good talent. So him coming and rebuilding the team will be very nice to see.
Okay, so while looking at it, there's really no disruption, really, you know, within the technical setup, despite coming with 2 assistants of his own. We have Finidi George, who is on the screen right there, ex-international, a legend of Nigerian football, as the first assistant coach. And you can rest assured we have Salisu Yusuf, who has been with the team for like forever, as the second assistant coach. And that's Salisu Yusuf on the screen there. Usman Abdullah is the 3rd assistant coach. He led Iyimba to the domestic league title in 2019. And we have our own Ikeshoromo as the goalkeeper trainer in the mix as well. But you have Pesiero coming in with, you know, Mikel Moreira, who is his fitness coach, who, you know, works with him as a fitness coach, alongside Vitor Hugo, who is an analyst. Now, the NFF have their own analyst as well. So Vitor Hugo, who is Pesiero's match analyst, will be working with that of the NFF, talking about Ebo Borishe Nwegwome. I hope I pronounced that correctly, as the analyst. And there you have a picture of, you know, Pesiero meeting with other members of the technical crew. These are the men saddled with the responsibility of getting our football back to that pinnacle we all want it to be in terms of, you know, winning AFCON titles and competing favorably on the world stage in terms of second rounds, if possible, quarterfinal and semi-final bets, really. It's a long process, but it starts with this friendly as well as the AFCON qualifiers for 2023. For the friendly match, what should we expect, considering we have a new man in charge, in terms of the style of play especially?
I'm thinking our style of play will probably change a bit because we have very good strikers. Though the defense and the keeper has been a little bit of
the issue
with. But I think he coming in and bringing in his technical crew also, like 2 of his technical crew, will actually give the ones that they a little bit more knowledge of how everything is, and I hope he performs well.
Okay, let's just hope the man you can see on the screen, or the group of men, because there you have the technical crew itself: Pesiero, Finidi George, Ikeshoromo, the goalkeeper trainer. You have Salisu Yusuf, among others, Vitor Hugo in the mix as well. We just hope that, you know, they're able to deliver the goods when it comes to getting our football to that pinnacle that we all expect. Remember, the Super Eagles of Nigeria crashed out in the 2nd round of the African Cup of Nations in the hands of a Tunisian side that qualified as one of the best losers, or, you know, 3rd best teams, if you want to call it that, qualifying with just a meager 3 points. But it is what it is. We won all 3, you know, group games, and we still crashed out from them. We failed to qualify for the World Cup, you know, having failed to beat Ghana over 2 legs. So there's so much rebuilding to do when it comes to Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let's see how that pans out. Now let's move away from domestic affairs and delve into the shores of Europe. Yes, last night we had a European final, not the big one, not the one we're expecting, but it is the the Europa Conference League final, I beg your pardon, that took place yesterday at Tirana in Albania. And for all of the unrest between the Feyenoord fans as well as the Roma fans, which led to over 60 fans being deported from Albania. 19 local policemen were injured, including one with knife wounds. At the end of the day, the match went ahead, and on the field of play, we're thankful that the fans behaved to themselves and allowed the match to continue. It was Roma who prevailed by a lone goal, Jose Mourinho making history in the process. Mourinho, serial winner, is now in the record books. Is the only, well, because it's the inaugural edition, so is the only man to have won the UEFA Champions League twice, the Europa League, which was formerly known as UEFA Cup, twice, and now the Europa Conference League. What do you make of the match itself?
Well, I would say there's a little bit of luck. Of course, in a match you always pray for a little bit of luck.
Of luck,
yes. Yeah. But I think Mourinho used his tactics normal. We all know
as we expected.
As expected, and it worked for him. Though Feyenoord, I saw a spirited team. They came in, wanted that win, but
Patricia was more the stumbling block, really, the last line of defense for Roma.
Yes, of course, and they had, I think, 2 of their balls hit the bar.
Yes, hit the woodwork.
So, like I said, there is a little bit of luck in this kind of games, and I think Mourinho, he did well, and of course, being the first coach I saw he was emotional. He was very emotional for it, and I know what it meant to him, because it really meant a lot. Because this is Mourinho. He has. Sometimes he has not had the kind of luck that some top coaches have had, and he still produced those kind of results. So he's very, very good.
Looking at the match itself, you talked about Feyenoord hitting the woodwork twice. Patricio pulled off several world-class saves. It was just the reason Feyenoord didn't score. They deserved at least 2 goals in that game. For Roma, the chances were far in between, but they also had their own chances as well, and they were able to get that with Zaniolo scoring the goal. Do you think that it was more about the brilliance of the goalkeeper or the profligacy of Feyenoord strikers that won Roma the game?
I think more about the brilliance of the goalkeeper and a little bit of defending of Roma as a whole. I think.
I mean, everyone had their bodies on the line. We saw several tackles where players went with their heads. It was really, really a defensive performance.
Like I said, it's a Mourinho kind of tactics. That's most of the finals that he has played. Yep. Just the moment he scores before the opponent team, the match is almost gone. Almost gone.
But overall, during the course of the tournament, you think Roma are deserving champions?
Yes, they did perform well, and they improved
over time as the competition went on.
As the competition went on, and with even Tammy Abraham surprisingly improved much more than
less than a year ago he was begging for playing time at Chelsea.
So I think Mourinho as a coach really improved that time.